Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to BodyWork Boxing. What the fuck Wednesdays, man? Like, man, I'm man, I'm so confused right now, man. Like, we had one of the nicest events, you know what I'm saying, we could ever ask for. All this talent, you know what I'm saying? We got to see all this talent put on display. And I know about Manic Mondays, but what the fuck Wednesdays? I'm like, oh, like, what boxing world am I in, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do people just be talking to be talking? Like, like, people not even making sense now. We got content creators that's paid for hire. We got fragile fight supporters. I gotta be real creative with how because I'm thinking, man, it can only be one thing, man. It must be the language, you know what I'm saying, as to why I'm not hitting the numbers, man. So I gotta say fragile fight supporters, man. Like, what is going on, man? Everybody got this different energy now that if it is true, I mean, it was article. That's why my piece said article that Spence was going to see Thurman in April. Article at 154. It's like we got people doing whole shows just shitting on Earl. Like, I don't recall. I mean, I think the last time Earl came out, they asked him, are you gonna stop Ugas? He laughed it off. Like, nah, it's been a long time. You know, in his mind, he had that in his mind that he was gonna do it. People want to talk about the mouthpiece, getting the mouthpiece, but what wound up happening? The last time I checked, what wound up happening? This past going week, man, and this is why it's so hard, man. Like, when you got somebody that report on stuff from inside the camp and all that, man, it's like when you dealing with somebody inside the camp and they start talking about a fighter, man, you gotta understand that they're talking about them like their family. Like you're talking to somebody's family. That's why it's like sometimes it's a conflict of interest if you really want to talk about boxing, or you really just want to praise and worship. It's like, man, like this boxing world, man, like the people that get behind, like, in some of I see why. Because it's drama, it's messy, it's salacious, it's tantalizing, it's snakish, it's backbitish, it's double-minded. I don't remember none of this energy when Caleb Plant had the one belt. I don't remember none of this energy when Castano had the one belt. I don't remember none of this energy. Paul Butler put up no complaint. Like, I don't remember none of this energy. And it came down to Kambosos and Devin. Yeah, it took a little bit, but who had the majority and who had the minority? And why was he willing to go? He was at the mercy of Kambosos having him. I remember all this energy, like, what Kambosos better do. What Kambosos better do. He had all three. Devin had one. Real fight fans know what fight is supposed to be happening, what fight should have happened, what fight got the whole, boxing world in the standstill damn near, except for Tank. He just showed he can stand alone on his own too. Salute to that young man for doing his own thing. Came out unscathed, breaking records, feeding families. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we know that it should be Bud and Spence. We know that. Some fans don't want to take accountability. I call them the only fans. Some only fans don't want to take accountability for what really happened. Denial. That's what they are. They denial. They in denial about what really happened. The closer decided to not close. I accept, I'm going to go get this. Okay, cool. You made that choice. Earl was transparent, man. Like, That's why I say, man, y'all don't like real. Y'all don't like the truth. Y'all really don't. Because Earl came out and said, man, I ain't have a plan B. Like, damn, everybody thought, like I thought that's how invested he was. Everybody took and picked at that. Like, oh, man, you should always have a plan B. Then they ran with this bigger bag excuse. I keep telling y'all about this bigger bag excuse, man. This bigger bag excuse, man, it's a microcosm of how society is right now, man. If it's a big enough bag, you can be bought and paid for, man. Period. So, you decide to make that decision. Earl, like, damn, I ain't even have a plan B. All I wanted was, I wanted undisputed. I didn't give a fuck who had the other belt. I said, I'm going to do what I'm going to do over here. I did that. Regardless of all the controversy, I did that. Now I'm coming to get yours. You get in the ring. You say, I'm coming for it. You do the ceremonial thing. Then you send the contract. And then the opposing party say they accept everything, but then they don't accept. I don't know what it is, man. His fans don't even know what it is at this point. So, and I was reminded, man, I think, you know what I'm saying, like, really, I was reminded, man, like, the last time, you know what I'm saying, the last time I put it out there, I had somebody else bite the shit out of me and remind y'all. Either way, I don't even give a fuck. It's the truth. The last time, Bud said, you better not fight me next. This accident, he said, you gonna spin the block. We got people with live shows. Like, man, how much is the bag, bud? How much is the bag? I ain't saying I'm going to take it, but how much is the bag, man? Like, is that why you need the bag so much, man? Because all these people in pocket, man? Like, I don't really understand, man. Like, when did it happen? Did it happen at a 7-Eleven? Or was it a McDonald's this time? Ooh. Where was it at, man? Was it at a Slurpee shop? Like, where did this transaction, like, where was it at? Because last time it was 7-Eleven, man. Just tell me where. Was it a McDonald's, man? Because I don't remember this energy, man. I remember everybody just praising Canelo, like, the whole time when he was on his little campaign to be undisputed. He was lining them up and knocking them down. And when they got down to Caleb, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was on Caleb's neck. The Stallion ain't even put up no fuss. He went over there and got to Cheryl, and then him and Mel got it on right then and there. That was next. Cambosis had options because he had never seen a payday. He was trying to get Loma. That's what was supposed to happen. Nobody expected that belt that Devin had. But then he finally said, well, shit, I'm going to go ahead and give it a chance. And y'all was on Cambosis' neck. When T.O. had him, y'all was on his neck. When they had all the majority of them. Now Earl got all three of them, and y'all on his neck when Bud's doing the whole now. And y'all mad because he might be fighting Keith Thurman in April? That's what's been article. Like, y'all, like, people are really getting exposed, man. People are really getting exposed behind this. People are really getting exposed behind this. Because all week, coming from out of the boots camp, all week in interviews, there was all this little sneak stuff going on about Spence and all this. It was a whole lot of extra crazy energy. From the people behind the cameras, the people in front of the cameras. I was like, dang, man, is this about Boots or is this about Spence? The last time I checked, Spence stopped Ugas. That's the last time I checked. He stopped Ugas medically. That's why I call him Mr. Ribeye. And so Boots go out and he dominate the whole fight, but then people point out what they see. People see that, oh, he didn't do a good job cutting off the ring. People saw that he was getting hit with lead left. People saw that he was swinging, getting spent around to where he pirouetting in there. And every other video is like, are fans being too harsh? Man, those fans right there are starting to look like the Devin Only fans. Those fans are starting to look like, and I love them. I love them. I love the Boost Camp. I love them. You know what I'm saying? I rock with them, Bozy, all of them. But it's starting to sound like the Devin Only fan camp, man. Don't you know we in the sport of boxing, man? So you can't come out and say, oh, I'm going to beat Gamboa worse than he ever been beat before, and you come out and you don't do that. You set the precedence for that. So Boost came out and said Mike Tyson vibes. And Mike Tyson vibes didn't happen. And now every other word is, oh man, people being overly critical. It's like, what are we, I mean, can't be Philadelphia Eagles fans. I'm an Eagles fan. You gotta have some thick skin, man. Y'all gotta get over this. This is boxing. You're gonna be judged according to your performance. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? And all this extra energy, like, why do y'all even care about what Earl doing right now if you know ultimately he gotta get a fight in and then it's gonna be Bud. When Bud left and went and got his bag, like, so now everybody else needs to sit down and shut the fuck up, for real. I gave the man a pass. I said, man, look, man, hey, get it out the way, because he done messed up the bed, you know what I'm saying, by not taking the deal. We didn't get the fight. That was a choice that Earl didn't make. He didn't walk away from the table. But we don't like the truth. Because the truth hurts. I seen more hate for Tank and like the only distraction was somebody that really wanted like fight him or whatever from the same area. That was the only distraction, which was kind of like an embarrassment. I ain't gonna lie, being from Maryland. I'm not even gonna lie. It was an embarrassment. It should have been us against everybody. But we looking like crabs. We are in Maryland though. It's like, what's going on with boxing, man? The man put on a nice, good event. You know what I'm saying? He took the criticism as far as what was going on with boxing and all this. He said he respected Hector and all this. His camp ain't crying. They're like, oh yeah, he got touched a little bit. You know what I'm saying? His camp ain't crying. They got the job done. It's on to the next one, baby. Better than next time. But golly, man, I hear more tearing down, and it comes in particular with them too a lot. Come in particular with Tank. It come in particular a lot when it come to Spence. And I don't know why. Because one of them came from Baltimore, a little dude from Baltimore that, you know what I'm saying, beat the odds and statistics, and then put on a grand event in DC where he's feeding all these other fighters, showcasing all this other talent. And all people is doing is getting online complaining, crying. The people got something to say about their performance. You got paid? You got experience? I ain't even heard Speedy Rashidi crying this much. I ain't heard none of his people. And he the one that got slighted on the scorecards, if you ask me. But I don't hear this much crying from his camp. Now, are people being overly critical, and do people have too much to say? It's like, what are we talking about? Just like that, it's just like whenever you talk about Devin and his run for Undisputed and all that, people always act like it was just the best thing since sliced bread and, you know, and all this other stuff. It's like, you can't say anything. That's how you know if you a boxing fan, if you are a true hardcore boxing fan and you don't ever say anything about your fighter's flaws, you're not a fan. You a groupie. Oh wait, y'all ain't like that. Right. Arian Benjuda 38. Bud literally went where no other welterweights are and said nobody wants to fight him. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I thought I would have heard some videos about Andre. I was one of the ones in the beginning. I was the one because we didn't know. Like, he didn't come out. He wasn't talking to the media like that. We didn't know. So we're thinking, well, dang, actions. All we could see was actions. Some people see actions. They don't hear and see all the fine print or whatever. So I'm like, dang, well, he avoiding everybody. He said that he was going over there to get all the smoke. I'm like, well, I don't know, man. It kind of looked kind of funny to me. So I would make my videos and do my thing. But then when I started looking, I said, hold on, man. That don't make sense. I said, okay, well, maybe politically, maybe they might have said, okay, we ain't gonna rock with you. Maybe we're gonna give you a hard time. Maybe we're gonna toughen you up a little bit, put you through the ringer a little bit, make you stay out there a little bit, just because, you know what I'm saying, it's business, man. Like this shit is like the mafia or something. So it's like, okay, maybe they did that. But then when I started seeing the man training and what he was saying, and then you see him come out on the press conference, you say, oh, I'm coming over on this side, and I want these fights. Then you go out and you see a performance like that, and what he put up against DeMar Nicholson. We don't see no videos. We don't see no videos about Andre. We don't see no videos saying, oh, man, this man making the moves. It looks like maybe he really want to see more. Now we need to get more on the same thing. We need to see more from more, and we need to go ahead and get it popping. I don't see no videos about Andre. All I see is people still on their knees for blood, and I don't understand it. Crying and whining and all this, I don't understand it. So Spence, his article that Spence going out to go fight Thurman. Okay, so what? What you gonna say? Because you want this? No, y'all didn't want that because y'all condone all that behavior over there when Bob got up and went away from the table. And before that, when Bomac said that they turned down the Pacquiao deal. It's like y'all turned down more fights than y'all accept and then say nobody want to fight you. Why they do that at? Now everybody went around with this notion. It was getting real. And this notion was real. This notion was growing some big legs leading up to this fight this weekend with Boots. That Earl was going duck Boots and this whole 120-day thing, whatever, and all this and all that grew some real big legs, right? And then it got kind of quiet after the performance. People started saying, "Oh well, man, I saw some things on film that And then they say, "Oh, he's not going to fight him." Like, no, like, how do you know who's going to fight? Y'all didn't know Karen was going to fight like that. Karan, Chukajan. Yeah, ain't no Chukajan was going to come in there like that. I ain't know he was going to have mad paperwork. Why? Because y'all said y'all didn't study your op. Man, listen. I was in the service, man. That's one thing about when you go in the war. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I'm obsessed with my ops. If I know and I think that somebody is my op, I'm obsessed with them. I want to know what they eat for breakfast. I want to know where they like to go. I want to know everything. I'm obsessed. Ain't nowhere in the world I'm gonna go online. Ain't nowhere in the world I'm gonna go online and I got a brand. I'm gonna go online and say, oh no, I don't really watch. I don't really study no opponent. I mean, what? Is that not the art of war? Like, don't you gotta know thy enemy? Ain't that the first rule? But then you would say, oh, okay, I know thyself. I ain't gotta know my enemy if I know thyself. Well, you didn't know that enemy, and he was doing some things that people said, And all we get is a bunch of crying. But the narrative was that Boots that Earl was about to duck Boots. Now it's like, stop it, man. Y'all gotta stop letting these people that get paid to create narratives narrate the script on boxing. Why? Because y'all put all this energy into it. It grow legs, they start running around, and you got people running around talking boxing that don't even know. I had a dude arguing with me. I don't even know what the fuck he was arguing with me about online, talking about, I don't need to blow out, he needs to be linear. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? At the end of the day, Earl been one and undisputed. He been said everything he said, minus the little hiccups. He didn't say he was going to have the hiccups. He just happened to have some hiccups. And y'all, it's quick. It's like, man, y'all, okay, Earl came out and said he'll never fight him. He'll never give him a title shot or whatever. However y'all, the verbiage, because I know y'all going to slice and dice or flip that verbiage. Earl said never, nunca, nil. You ain't want to give me one. Okay, he said that. It's crazy how all the Bud fans will hang on that one little thing, especially, and they'll hang on to the whole easy route. You know what I'm saying? They'll hang on to it. They love that, man. Y'all gotta cut that out, man. That's one thing, man. Y'all need new talking points, man. New talking points. Y'all wore those thin, man. It don't make good bad sense. For some of the fans and the way people are acting and some of the justification, it's like y'all didn't have this energy up until it came out that Bud was gonna go ahead and do that fight with Polynesian sauce. Y'all didn't have that energy. It was none of that same energy that y'all had on Plant. None of it. I remember, man, I remember sending somebody, man, a very big channel. I remember sending a very big channel saying, hey, man, hey, you got one of the best shows popping, man. And I got these receipts, too. You got one of the best shows popping, man, but Canelo ain't who you think he is. You know what I'm saying? Hey, keep up. Hey, salute for your work ethic. But Canelo ain't who you think he is. They left me on red. That's been like a year. That's been over like a year and some change. Only two when I started co-partnering with somebody else, only for them to run down my shit like I just had a new channel. Like they just saw my shit, right? Liking all the videos, liking all that, right? The same people came out and did a whole show saying fuck Canelo the other day. But the whole time I'm wrong. Wondering why you gonna be playing hopscotch. See, I could afford to not have any new subscribers. I can afford to not have to get on here and do this every day. I can afford to, but I still got my freedom of true speech. I ain't gotta change up nothing. I'm not in pocket nowhere with nobody. I try to be objective, man, but like, man, y'all, man, if you want gossip, if you want TMZ, go to TMZ. But y'all want to bring all that shit that y'all see on all that other shit, like all that other, my expert opinion, all that, you know, that Charleston White, that Breakfast Club, all that. Y'all want to bring all that shit into boxing online, and that's fucking up boxing, man. It's really messing up boxing, man. Like, sometimes you need to just be straight up with what's going on, man. Like, that's why the shenanigans, because I was saying, oh, man, remember when Canelo... And anybody can challenge me because I can start busting out receipts and videos and pointing out, because I got dates on my thumbnails. If you go back through my thumbnails and you look at the date, go look at what I was saying in the video. It's a whole message in there. That's how it's like a file system. So if you don't even know what I was saying, go to one of these categories, look at the thumbnail, see what the date is. Look at my video and then look at the week of whoever you thought had something going on that week. I'm going to tell you what was really going on. That's why I call myself the Pulse of Boxing. But in real time, people act like I'm crazy. But then in 8 months, 9 months, a year later, they come out saying the same damn thing. And the whole time, you know what I'm saying, I get painted like I'm just hating. No, I just be telling the truth. I don't have nothing to lose by telling the truth, man. These people they get paid so much and they get, oh man, don't say that. Oh man, don't allow this. I heard this man get triggered the other day. Over Canelo once again. Over Canelo. All this hate for Earl. You want, I mean, what? Ask the man to come on the show. Tell him you will pay him. Like, I mean, I don't know, man. Work it out. But, like, this shit is getting crazy. Because it starts there, and guess what happened? Everybody else follow, man. You got a bunch of satellites out here. Ain't nobody really speaking for their own self no more. Nobody got their own organic shit no more. Everybody just get on here and be little satellites. And the people that want to be real are most of the time people in the comment section who don't really got time to make the videos and do all that. But they be saying some real shit because some of them been watching boxing. My old head, he be watching boxing. He'll get on there at any point in time, and if he know, you know what I'm saying, if that's the weight class or that's somebody, he know he got a tone, he got a pulse. He's out here, he's lived through decades and decades and watched it. Paid for the fights. got to know these boxers, watch documentaries. He know it. So there's some real fans out here that ain't, you know what I'm saying? Just because people are saying something, using their voices, that don't mean they telling the truth. People look you in your face every day and tell you stuff. And they be lying, and you be knowing they lying. But depending on what you stand to gain and what they stand to gain, you might roll with it. Because it don't really matter that much. But this is starting to become the norm in boxing. Like, the lie is now the truth. Like, now, what you do in sparring matters more than what you do under the big bright lights. And now people don't even have the right perception of business, man. I had a dude, I'm trying to tell y'all, I had a dude arguing with me last week about, he said, what would I care? And this dude got a whole boxing channel with, I mean, them guys, he gotta have paid for them subscribers, because ain't nobody in their right mind would ever say this. Or he's living this double life on the internet, because he said, as an employer, why would I care how much the employer makes? Like, why would I care? I'm like, well, you can't be a business owner. You can't be an employer thinking like that. Because if you had an employee under you thinking like that, then you would be going out of business. But that's how people go out of business. But we got accustomed to where we just want what we want when we want it, whatever, and then we can abandon all reasoning, abandon all voice, sound, reasoning, and counsel when it comes to logical business moves, when it comes to certain people. But we don't understand it when it comes to others. Like we didn't understand why Eddie Hearn didn't pick up. He didn't even want nothing to do with Devin after that. Like, when he had an opportunity to make Undisputed, Eddie didn't want nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. Oh, but y'all don't understand, because I'm drawing these parallels, because guess what? Eddie didn't want nothing to do with Bud. Why? Because he's a businessman. They came out, they made mistakes. They said some things and they put their foot in their mouth about pay-per-views and all this. He made mistakes. But guess what? He's been adjusting. He's been getting them same guys, and he ain't been moving them the same. Eddie ain't been moving the same as how he was doing when he was throwing Devin all that money before all that Undisputed happened. But we never asked ourselves why he ain't want to touch that. So then when Bud come around and they was like, well, why Bud can't get with Eddie and all this? Why Eddie didn't want to touch it? Why? Because he knows. And he was even referring to Al. He said, look, on a regular, me and Al don't, you know what I'm saying, we probably ain't going to see the eye to eye, but in this case, I would understand Al. He was up there doing an imaginary conversation as if him and Al were talking, and how he looking at things, he was agreeing with, oh, okay, it makes logical sense. He didn't want to touch Bud. When Devin was hot and had the last stone and he had Cambosis and they could have did something going on, he ain't want to touch it. Why? Don't get me started, man. So now we got more energy. We got whole shows mad because it come out that Earl about to fight Keith Thurman. Meanwhile, we just got a little news that Shakur might be fighting Yoshi. But until that news came out, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm thinking, well, shoot, Devin and Shakur right there. All we want to do is sit around for the last 3 weeks and bash Tank. When he had a fight, mission accomplished. He done. He already got another one. Like, what else? Like, the boxing streets is mad because they don't got nothing to talk about. And those who are actually winning in the game, they don't want to win. They don't want to see Spence win. They don't want to see Tank win. And then whoever they think might be jockey in position to be able to take either one out, they're going to be playing hot potato from them people back and forth all day, every day. Now you got camps beefing with camps, and it's real transparent what's going on, man, between y'all. And that's just messiness. Why? Because when you got camps dealing with other camps and people talking to other people, man, y'all ain't gonna keep it a buck with each other. That's why y'all gotta let fans be fans, man, and say what they want and what they need to say. But think about this, man. Look at your favorite content creator, right? Analyze how much time he spends shitting on other people versus how much time he does building them up. And that's gonna tell you what you are as a fan. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna tell you who you are and what you like to sit around and listen to and what you buy into. Because when you put your money into, you're investing, you're making it grow. So just think about that. When you sowing these seeds into these people, that all they do is just bash and hate. That's what you're feeding into. What you don't feed cannot grow. And that's the truth. And the truth hurts. The truth hurts. You know what I'm saying? I reached out to Rashidi, man, and I said, hey, man, I thought you won. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I know you seen some things you can go, you know, to the lab, back to the lab and work on. But I thought you want to hold your head up and come right back. That man hit me back and said, I'm coming right back with the 100. You don't hear him crying? He ain't crying. No videos about him. No videos about Andre doing his thing. Hardly, I mean, you seeing the Tank, the people who rock with Tank, but everybody else is just picking and choosing some fine other shit that they happen to be more interested in what just happened. They don't want to give that man credit, man. I heard Teddy Atlas, and I'll be watching their show or whatever, the portions that I won about the fighters that I won. But I watched their show, man, and they gave that fight, that whole venue a C. I do not agree. I give that venue an A. An A to an A minus. Only reason why I say minus is because of the build up and how some of the time could have been used to promote other things, which was out of pretty much the main man's hand, if you ask me. But the first venue going off without a hitch, without any shootings, killings, stabbings, robbings, it was a little small commotion, a little break in the fight. People want to make bigger sense to that, and Marty the manager had that referee on there who was calling the fight. He said basically, when things like that's not in the rule book, it's at the referee's discretion. And yeah, if there's a commotion going on, you don't want two fighters distracted or whatever, so it's really at the ref's discretion. I think he was clean and neat about it. As soon as it was time to go and he got everybody's attention and the commotion was settled in, he was like, let's fight. And it actually stopped Tanks. We have everybody flipping it around now, getting amnesia. Even Teddy Atlas got amnesia right before. Like, you can't just go right back and watch the right before and see who had the momentum before the break. Tank actually had the momentum. But people want to flip that around and say, oh man, this break and this commotion is at the refs. It's just like, man, people are crying out just to be drama filled. And we don't gotta infuse that, man. The fact that somebody gotta get talked about as far as losing and gotta get critiqued extra harder because they came away with an L, which is sometimes just a message. That's already bad enough. We don't gotta infuse the extra drama into the shit. We don't have to just make up stuff. We can target our energy the right way. Because think about it. The Hippos Den boxing community, right? They're the ones who actually said that they taking claim. They take claim to actually making and building that fight with Earl Spence. That's what they say. Let the guy who says that he's the biggest Earl Spence fan on the planet, let him tell it. They made it happen. Mac and all them got that hype and they stirred that pot. Watch what's happening to y'all. You gonna get Boots and Earl caught up in some bullshit that's going to drag out until they fight. And if they never fight, the fan bases between it, y'all, and it's just gonna be divide and conquer, and it's just gonna repeat itself. It's just like what y'all doing with Tank and Devin, what y'all tried to do with Tank and Shakur, and what y'all, I don't know why it ain't nothing between Shakur and Devin, because they can be BFFs. They can be on the same side of the street. They can be on the same label, in the same division, and it ain't no pressure. Hey man, anyways, man, before I go off too much, man, that's all I really wanted to say, man. We just gotta we gotta be real, man. As fighters, maybe you shouldn't be online so much. Maybe you shouldn't be having people inside of the camp that train with you and look at you like a brother who's gonna be soft as fuck when somebody say anything about you. They try to divide and conquer with fans. They try to put more fans against each other. Look at what goes on. Look at what people are catering to. Look at what they're putting eyeballs into, and look at, for the most part, what they invest their energy into. 80% of it is bullshit, and it's shit that's gonna get your blood pressure high, get you all up in rage, and get you looking at boxing in a derogatory way. You just sit back, relax, enjoy what boxing is presenting, accentuate the positive, and actually think for yourself. If somebody is feeding you news 5 times a day, they ain't got time to process it like that. It takes time to sit back and process. So they hitting you with this, that, and that, and that, and that. See, they got a whole bunch of people that's paid for that, you know what I'm saying, that they got doing all that. But you cannot properly analyze all the information. That's why they got to come back and do another show the next day, and they'll slide in the new truth, which wasn't the truth yesterday. I ain't got time for it. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all my likes. Thanks for all the comments, new subscriptions. You know what I'm saying? You want to collab with me? Collab. Reach out. Do your homework, man. Need to assess all these fighters the same. I was gonna leave, man, but I might as well just go ahead and come on here, man, because who got smoke? Who got smoke? Anybody got smoke, man? I'm at 37 minutes. You got some smoke, man? You got something? What is it? What's the smoke? I said I told somebody to stop me when I was lying. Ain't nobody come in here and stop me. Man, you can either uplift and build boxing up, man. You can be a positive thing. You could be something that can change about boxing, you know what I'm saying? Or you can be a grave digger. Yeah. You can be a grave digger. Oh, and by the way, man, I hope this man take it down, man. Dude, don't you know I heard your boy yesterday? He was online. He was on live. He basically said, "Look, man, I got the information." He said, "But you gotta pay me." He said, "You gotta pay me, because if I just give it, I'll burn my source, but shoot, pay the money." I don't know what that is, man, but I told you, man, this is the last thing I'm gonna leave you with. If you always around somebody that always coming to you saying they got a secret, but they can't tell and they can't say, but they coming to you and they letting you know, it's like, what's the purpose of letting somebody know? And why people always giving you secrets? Think about it, man. Think about what I'm saying, man. Like, it just don't line up, man. People full-blown characters are on display right now, man. You just gotta have it. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta. I did a video the other day. You know what it stopped at? I didn't do nothing. You know what I stopped? It stopped at 2020. It was a video about Tank. Vision. Can't make it up, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Did he just become the face of boxing? Did he? Everybody won't give Earl his credit. Won't nobody, you know what I'm saying, really give Jamel his credit. You know what I'm saying? Who's my face of boxing right now? Anyways, man, I mean, you know, I thought somebody might have asked for smoke, man. Hey, all y'all Bud fans, man, the only fans, the ones who just like him only, just like I seen, it's Boots only fans now. Who you can, like I told y'all, it's a new term, boxing monogamous. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start asking people before we start talking boxing, are you boxing monogamous? Do you only like one boxer and one boxer alone? It's important because if you a Boots only fan, if you're a Wilder only fan, if you're a Tank only fan, if you're a Shakur only fan, if you are only fan who you only like that one boxer, be up front, man. That's almost like telling somebody you got something, man. Like, you might as well be up front and let people know that you are a only fan and you only like that boxer. Just be fair and upfront and be honest about it. You know what I'm saying? Save a lot of people a whole lot of time, man. Maybe you won't get triggered. Maybe you won't feel like people always trolling you. You know what I'm saying? I was on somebody else's live the other day, man, and they said they want answers. They were like, I want answers. I want somebody to say I said, I got answers. They ain't want it. They ain't want it. They ain't want it. And you know that man, it's market share. Right now, market share. I'm gonna tell you how to get. You can probably get 1,000 subscribers right now. Go make up a channel name. Go make up a channel name and make it derogatory towards Tank or derogatory towards Spence or praising Bud or praising Canelo. You will be monetized. Like, you might be monetized already if you even just thought about it. Stop it, man. Y'all, this getting disgusting, man. Stop it, man. Like, for real, man. Like, let's just keep boxing, man. Let's just talk boxing, for real, man. Because it's terrible right now, man. Depending on how you look at it, you know what I'm saying? I just been hearing so much shit the last couple of days. I'm like, man, what kind of boxing world we living in right now, man? I think y'all like that Powerwood and Ghost and y'all like all that kind of, y'all like that drama, man. Y'all just can't help but bring it over here in the boxing, right? All right, y'all. That's all I got for y'all, man. Anyways, man, thanks for tuning in here at BodyWork Boxing. We don't take things for face value. We do that body work.